You follow the rules. You pay your bills on time, keep your credit card balances low, and put a little away each month. You are doing everything mathematically right. Yet you still find yourself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your money feels like a source of constant stress. Invisible gaps in your financial foundation, missing safety nets, and unconscious psychological blocks are the primary drivers of that anxiety. Over the next 6 minutes, we are going to build a 3-step action plan to address them. We will identify your specific psychological blocks, build a budget based on actual behavior, and calculate a precise target for your emergency fund. To start, you need the raw materials. Pause this video and gather your last 2 months of bank statements, along with a blank notebook or a spreadsheet. We are going to look at the numbers as they actually are. Step 1 is identifying your money script. These are unconscious beliefs, usually formed in childhood, that dictate our financial behaviors as adults. Take a moment and write down your very first memory involving money. How your family talked about it established boundaries in your mind about what you are allowed to have and what you feel you deserve. This diagram shows how these scripts operate. Notice the 6 money scripts arrows actively pointing inward, boxing in the central financial comfort zone. These beliefs act as direct pressures that restrict your overall stability. Most of us fall into one of 4 core categories: money avoidance, money worship, money status, and money vigilance. Look at this matrix and read through the behaviors in each quadrant. Identify which one best matches how you handle cash today. Recognizing a negative pattern is not a personal moral failing. These are narratives inherited from early experiences. On your paper, write down the negative script you identified. Now, draw a line through it and write a reality-based narrative next to it. For example, replace "I don't deserve money" with "Money is a tool I can use to build security." Exposing these scripts is a mandatory first step because unconscious psychological patterns often override practical budgeting math. Step 2 is creating a reality-based budget. This is built on your actual historical spending patterns rather than idealized promises about what you hope to spend in the future. Grab those bank statements you just collected. We need to look at exactly where your money went over the last 30 days. We are going to separate your spending into 2 buckets. The primary bucket is for essentials. This includes your housing, groceries, utilities, and minimum debt payments. Group these line items together. Next, take all remaining expenses, things like dining out, hobbies, and subscriptions, and sort them into a discretionary bucket. Now, subtract both bucket totals from your monthly take-home income. This reveals exactly how much money is left over at the end of the month, or if you are currently operating in the red. If that final number is low, you might feel the urge to cut discretionary spending to 0. This is a common trap. It is the financial equivalent of a crash diet. Extreme restriction is rarely sustainable. It often leads to emotional spending later, which can derail the entire budget. Instead, you must watch for lifestyle creep. This occurs when discretionary wants, like a premium service or a nicer car, slowly begin to feel like essential needs as your income rises. Separating your past behavior into these 2 buckets provides an objective look at your cash flow without the usual guilt. Now that you have an objective view of your cash flow, step 3 is building a structural safety net to protect your budget from unpredictable life events. Your emergency fund is a precise mathematical target based on the specific essentials data you just calculated. Here is the safety net formula. Take the monthly essentials total from step 2 and multiply that number by 3. For example, if your essential expenses are $2,500 a month, multiplying by 3 makes your initial target $7,500. If that total feels intimidating, aim to fund a 1-month safety net first. Once you hit that milestone, you can scale toward 3 or 6 months. A common failure point is leaving this safety net money in the same checking account you use for daily expenses. Mingling these funds often leads to accidentally spending emergency reserves on everyday discretionary items. To prevent this, set up an automatic monthly transfer. Have your bank move a set amount from your checking account directly into a separate, dedicated high-yield savings account. By isolating and automating a specific safety net, a sudden life emergency changes from a potential crisis into a manageable event. Look at the paper in front of you. You have identified a psychological blind spot, established your actual cash flow, and set a concrete safety net target. By completing these steps, you have replaced vague financial worries with a documented set of targets. With a specific safety net target and a clear spending map, that feeling of being out of control can finally start to fade. If you haven't done it yet, log into your bank portal now, download your statements, and calculate your totals for step 2.